guys, me again. All right, we're going to do science now, week 22, and I'm going to make some catapults. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this. All right, um, popsicle stick catapults. So we're going to launch projectiles with our very own catapults, and then you can have contests with siblings, with yourself, whatever you want to do to see what catapult would launch the furthest, all right? Or as you change your catapult, figure out what you need to do to make it launch further, all right? So our materials, you should have all of this, right? We have popsicle sticks we're going to use. We have rubber bands. You can also use glue. If you have craft glue, you can use craft glue. You want small things that you can launch. Here they are. I think we had some like little pom-poms in the bag. I also took some like little marshmallows, those little baby ones. You can use those, any kind of little thing. Maybe you want things with different shapes so you can see how they launch differently depending on the shape of it. There's probably a couple of bottle caps in your bag, and also a spoon, a plastic spoon. Different ways you can design your catapult. So each student can make your own, or you can be on a team if there's more than one of you at home. You can, for design ideas, again, I'm looking at week 22 from CC Connected, Nicole Liam. This is her handout. Parents, really great stuff, all right? And on the back of it shows some different design ideas for the catapults, right? You don't have to use these particular ideas. The kids can design their own. They can do some research if they want to see, what makes something launch furthest, and they can design their own. So it'll be a lot of fun. So some questions for them. What have you already learned? What's the difference between kinetic and potential energy? Because it's the energy that's going to make this thing launch. So we learned about kinetic and potential energy. So we want to remind them about that. Newton's 3 laws of motion. These all come into play with this, right? So we want to review that and put them into action, right? So to speak. Once they make their catapults, right, they want to notice different things. How are they different? If they do more than one, or if you have more than one child and they're different, how are they different? What differences might affect the launching distances? I made one of the simple ones. Looks like that, right? That's it from the top side. So on a flat surface, I would lay it down. Let me see if I can do this so that you can see it. Putting it down on a flat surface. And I'm going to just tilt my video screen so you can see it. See if I can do this with one hand, right? So we got that. I've got my little marshmallows in here. And I kind of have to do this with one hand, so I don't really know how it's going to work. But we would push down on here, let it go, and let it catapult. Obviously, it works better when I have two hands to hold it, but I'm trying to show you. Okay, so that's mine. Very, very simple. And you want to look at it. If I move these sticks, further in, is that going to cause it to catapult? To launch further. If I come further out, is that going to cause? What's going to do it? So that's a really, really simple design. We want to look, there's a lot of different kinds of catapults that have been used over history. Again, all this information is on this sheet, parents. The trebuchet and ballista were two types of catapults from the Middle Ages. I did look up on YouTube, there's some interesting information on them. They would launch huge boulders out of these things at the castles to try to break through the walls and the big doors to try to get in there. They didn't only launch boulders and big rocks. They launched all kinds of stuff, including dead animals, corpses to spread disease, trees, anything they could find, they would put in there and they would launch it over there to get in and to wreak havoc. excuse me. So each catapult, no matter what design you use, each catapult needs force and energy to get flying, right? That's the science of physics or movement. So physics is a type of science, right? So as you pull back on the catapult, making it ready to launch, potential energy was stored up. So as I pull back, right? Potential energy. What's potential energy? It's stored energy. It's not going anywhere, but it's there. The energy is in there. And once I let go, that potential energy is transformed into kinetic, right? So kinetic energy is energy in motion. So here we go, right? Whoa. Whew. Wow, they went pretty high. They didn't go too far, but they went high. So kinetic energy. Once we let it go, that's the kinetic energy that's moving it, right? The tension that's created by the rubber bands, right? These rubber bands right here are creating tension. That built up the potential energy and the force that we needed to get that marshmallow launched, right? So when you let it go, you release the potential energy. It transforms into kinetic energy. Different catapults are going to launch projectiles at different distances, depending on how much potential energy you can build up. So these are the things the kids want to think about, right? How much potential energy can you build up? The more potential energy you have, the farther it's going to launch, right? Other factors that could affect how your projectile launches is going to be the mass, right, or the weight of your projectile. And of course, just like with the planes, the aerodynamics. A cube might not launch as far as something that is more aerodynamically shaped, right? Once it's in the air, then it's the forces of gravity and air resistance that slow the projectile down, eventually causing it to arc and then land. So all that information, right, all that science that we've learned over the years, over this year, is all going into the catapult. All right? So before the inventions of cannons with explosives, catapults were the most effective launching machines in the world. So have fun. Let the kids have fun. Again, we want to hold on to all of these projects, even though we're most likely not going to meet again this year. We maybe want to do something fun for week 24. So have them hold on to the airplanes that they made, the towers that they made, catapults, and then we'll see. We'll figure something out for week 24. Okay? All right. That's it. Have fun with it. Love you guys.